Das nagelneue 29 Zoll V10 von Santa Cruz. Was ein schickes Teil, und wo dieses Teil herkommt, wer es entwickelt hat und wie sich das Teil fährt, das zeige ich euch jetzt hier bei Santa Cruz.
I'm Nick Anderson. I'm the engineering manager at Santa Cruz Bicycles.
My name is Kieran McKinnon. I am product developer at Santa Cruz Bicycles.
I'm Nick McRae. I'm the R&D manager at Santa Cruz Bikes.
Here we have Kieran McKinnon.
Yep.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
You're one of the main developers here in Santa Cruz for the V10, right?
Yep, that's correct.
So it's an honor that you're going to show me around here in Santa Cruz.
Sure. So this is the main showroom. We have obviously all the bikes on display here. We have an in-house demo program to where anybody from the public can come in and try any of the bikes we make. This is the production area. So this is where all of the bikes get assembled. We have components shipped here from all of our manufacturers that we spec, and these guys basically assemble all the bikes and get them out the door. This is our wheel area. All of the wheels that come on our bikes are built in here in Santa Cruz. So we get hubs and spokes and rims, and all the wheels are custom built here in the factory.
Your work at Santa Cruz is like testing shocks, finding shock suspension tunes, and getting geometries tested, right?
Yeah, that's a big part of what I do. You know, clearance checks, making sure all in all the bike is ready by the time we ended up shipping them out the door.
Cool. A nice job.
Yeah, thank you.
I think a lot of Germans are jealous. Thank you.
This is the shop. Yeah, this is where all the fun happens. That's Jack in the corner.
Hey Jack!
He's our ID guy. He helps make the bikes look good, in theory. Yeah, this is where the magic happens.
So you did a great job on this bike, or especially on this bike, because I think on testing trail bikes in Santa Cruz there are a lot of people working on it, but especially on the downhill bike, the most of testing was done by you in cooperation or partnership with the Syndicate, right? Mm-hmm. If you said this bike is a wish list or came from the Syndicate, how does it get together in one bike? If you compare Loris, he's like this size, and then you have Greg Minar, he's like this size. So how did you get it into the V10?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously each rider is a different size, so they are riding different size frames. Greg Minar being on the extra large, and Loris and Luca being on size large. So that part's different, and typically we don't get too much, you know, indecision between the riders. It's all pretty good. I think Greg's very in tune with how the bike works, and the other guys generally agree with his concerns.
How is it generally working with the Syndicate? Like, are you often having like emails, or do they come to Santa Cruz and you're going out for test rides, or how does the developing with the Syndicate look like?
Overall, it's really good. I think, you know, like I said earlier, Greg is very in tune with what he's feeling on the bike, and part of our job is to interpret what Greg is feeling and turning that into a product that matches his needs, right? So it's kind of like a translation, right? He's feeling one thing, we need to know enough about the bike to change something that's going to meet his need exactly. And often that's the struggle, is, you know, feedback versus response. This is where all of our design engineers work. Everyone on this side is engineering based. we have graphics kind of in the middle, and then on the right side is marketing.
So here you already figuring out the first prototype, and then you weld it in the shop, right?
Yep.
So here you make the first plan for a new bike, then you go over to the shop. Can we see this?
Yeah. So this is our machine shop. This is where all of the frames are welded together and all of the pre-production linkages are made. That's how all of the links are made, whether it be for a mule or a pre-production carbon bike. Pretty cool.
Right on, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, you bet. Nice to meet you.
So these are some of the old projects we've gone through. You can see old V10s, crazy low link, nomad style, some of which have worked, some of which haven't.
Nick Anderson, einer der Köpfe, die das Bike hier mitentwickelt hat, und ich habe die Ehre, ihn jetzt zu interviewen, und here you are. Nick, just introduce yourself. What are you doing at Santa Cruz Bicycles?
Sure. I'm Nick. I'm the engineering manager at Santa Cruz. And in front of us we have the V10, and I was also the lead engineer on this project.
Awesome. The V10 is one of the fastest bikes on the world. What makes a bike fast in general?
Yeah, I think just in general, there's a lot of small things that go into making you feel confident on a bike. If there's some aspect of the bike that's making you nervous, it'll be hard to go fast.
Yeah.
If you have a long front center, or a front center that's appropriate for you, that gives you a lot of front end stability.
Yeah.
You can go down something steep without feeling like you might go over the handlebars. I would say that having suspension that's supportive, so that when you move your body around on the bike, it doesn't sag in a turn. It makes your steering consistent, and that's something that's really important. I think also, in a more general way on the suspension side, having something that has good small bump feel while being supportive, and also offering good bottom out resistance, that's also important. So you don't, if you go off a jump and your bike goes kabang, that's going to make you tense up before you go off the jump, and it's going to make you feel nervous.
Yeah, definitely. So it's all about feeling comfortable on your bike, starting from the geometry over the suspension-wise on all kind of speeds.
Yeah.
You've been the first in the World Cup on the big wheels. So why a 29er?
Not everybody is, like, whether it's cross country or downhill, everybody's on 29ers now. And it's just been proven that they have faster rolling speeds and better cornering traction. So it's just the direction that everything's gone in. I think one of the other main things you notice is just sort of better front wheel traction. I think that's something you pick up on. In terms of rolling speed, if you're rolling down a hill and somebody's on a 29er, they'll be going away from you at like a slow walking speed.
That's true.
So for somebody that's not, say, racing, I think the most important thing is personal preference. Some people are going to prefer one over the other. If, however, you're racing and somebody is walking slowly away from you at the bottom of the course, that's a few seconds, and
you
that's
see
a
the
big
time
difference,
running,
you know?
definitely.
So, yeah.
Good point. So definitely faster.
Yeah.
We can talk about it for sure.
Yeah.
Tech talk. Let's talk about the difference on the rear suspension. So could you maybe describe the suspension curve of the VPP on the V10 and what it delivers for a rider?
Sure. The suspension curve is very linear. It's almost a perfectly straight line. It's also quite progressive, and you do that to get bottom out control, of course. Compared with the last bike, we've gone with an overall lower leverage ratio, which just prevents, it keeps the damping more consistent over a full run. Like the shocks doesn't have to work quite as hard, it doesn't heat up quite as much. Those are sort of the main changes. It's not, the suspension on the old bike was quite good as well, but there was some small things we needed to adjust.
We're done with the questions.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Yeah,
it was a pleasure. Here we are. Introduce yourself, please.
Nick McRae, R&D manager for Santa Cruz Bikes. My job is to take a design that we sent over to one of our factories and to qualify it in the lab. So basically take it here, pull them out of those boxes, have the frames go through a bunch of different tests. So impact test, fatigue, repeated hits, static measurements for stiffness, and make sure that this is what we wanted. It's the whole team, right? I'm the guy who manages this lab.
Okay, cool.
So there's the testing side, there's the composite side, so we do a lot of R&D work. That's our job.
Sounds cool.
It's not bad.
So this is like the race optic. If you get a proper race carbon optic in your car, in your cockpit.
It looks a little bit like that. Well, that's more, it's trickier than what you think of the hood of a race car, because that has 3 orientations. On the race car, you got 2.
Okay.
So that's what we call the braided fabric. It's a little bit different. But for production bikes, that's the stuff that we use. So that's what we call unidirectional fiber. So if you peel that here, you can look that the fibers will split following only one orientation. So the carbon fibers are all aligned in one orientation with the glue also in it, so it's still pre-preg. But when you cut these patterns, you have fiber orientation only where you want them. And most of Santa Cruz production frames, actually most of production bike frames in the world, are made using this kind of material.
Hier steht das neue Santa Cruz 29 Zoll V10. Was ist neu? Wir haben auf jeden Fall einen verlängerten Reach. Das heißt, die Größen haben sich alle angepasst. Bedeutet, das XL und XXL, die sind zu einem Rad geworden, und zwar zu diesem XL. Wenn man die Räder vergleicht vom XXL zum XL, dann ist der Reach tatsächlich noch größer geworden, und zwar um 2 cm ist der Hauptrahmen gewachsen. Die Kettenstrebe ist adaptierbar, das heißt, man hat bei der Größe XL, kann man sie einstellen auf 450 oder sogar 460, das heißt auch hier wieder länger geworden. Beim XXL vorher war es 450 und hier können wir jetzt noch größer gehen. Die Kettenstrebelänge wächst aber auch bei den anderen Bikes. Das Tretlager ist in der Low Position um 2 mm weiter runter gegangen. Wenn man sie in die Highstellung fährt, dann ist es wie vorher auch eine Differenz von 5 mm. Also hier schön adaptierbar. Der Lenkwinkel wird dann auch wieder ein bisschen steiler, Reach ein bisschen kürzer. Also wer es mag, kann das Rad ein bisschen hochholen oder eben tiefer fahren. Allgemein würde man sagen, das Rad ist länger geworden und flacher geworden, also noch abfahrtsorientierter. Die 29 Zoll Laufräder sind definitiv der größte Wechsel, was für den Fahrer natürlich auch einen deutlichen Unterschied macht beim Fahren, weil ich das Rad natürlich aktiver in die Kurven legen muss. Die Zentrifugalkraft der größeren Laufräder fährt sich anders, ein bisschen an Wendigkeit, Agilität geht verloren, aber im Racing-Bereich eben viel mehr Grip, weniger Rollwiderstand und einfach ein schnelleres Fahrrad. Ein wesentlicher Teil, der sich geändert hat, ist der Dämpfer, weil es ist nämlich ein längerer Dämpfer verbaut. Und dadurch hat er, was auf Anraten des Syndicate Teams passiert ist, mehr Langlebigkeit, also er erhitzt sich nicht so stark. Eine, wie sagt man, Langlebigkeit? Nein, eine Erhitzungsresistenz bei langen Abfahrten. Bedeutet, der Dämpfer kann auf harten Abfahrten wie Fort William oder wenn es sogar noch länger ist, mehr Hitze ab. Das heißt, das Setup bleibt gleich und verändert sich nicht. Zudem hat es den Vorteil, dass im mittleren Bereich des Federwegs das Rad mehr unterstützt von hinten. Das heißt, in den Kurven, in den sogenannten G-Spots oder auch in irgendwelchen Kompressionen sackt das Rad nicht so tief ein und unterstützt einfach, man steht nicht so tief im Federweg. Der allgemeine Federweg wird besser genutzt. Dann haben wir innen verlegte Züge, das heißt, man sieht hier oben ganz klar, 2 Züge gehen rein, nur einer geht weiter. Die Bremse ist also immer schnell auswechselbar im Race-Einsatz. Der Schaltzug geht durch, aber auch den kann man über eine Hülle leicht raus und rausschieben. Sieht einfach schön clean aus, eine coole Optik. Wir haben einen neuen Kettenstrebenprotektor, bedeutet, das Rad ist viel, viel leiser geworden. Wir haben ein paar kleine Details, die sich geändert haben, unter anderem hier so ein paar Fender. Wir haben unten im Unterrohr haben wir noch ein paar neue Protectors, wenn man eben shuttelt oder so, dass das Bike da richtig gut geschützt ist. Ansonsten, was ist zu sagen, das Teil gibt es ab März 2019 ist es verfügbar, sowohl in der 29 Zoll Variante, wie ich es jetzt gefahren bin, als auch in der 27,5 Zoll Variante für die Leute, die es gerne im Park bewegen, weil das Teil, so wie es hier steht, definitiv eine Race-Maschine ist und für die Leute, die lieber im Bikepark unterwegs sind, ist, glaube ich, das 27,5 einfach relevanter. Gibt es deswegen beide Varianten. Das war's. Das war das neue Bike hier in Kalifornien, hier auf dieser geilen Downhill-Strecke. Ich hoffe, das Video hat euch gefallen. Lasst auf jeden Fall ein Gefällt mir da. Schreibt in die Kommentare, was ihr vom neuen Bike haltet. Bin gespannt. In die Beschreibung des Videos werde ich euch eine Geometrietabelle reinhauen, also den Link zu allen Fakten von dem Fahrrad. Wer nachlesen möchte, wer sich die Story dazu angucken möchte, der geht einfach über den Link unten in der Beschreibung, kriegt alle Infos dazu. Ansonsten bedanke ich mich. Ich sage danke für die Leute, die den Kanal noch nicht abonniert haben, sollten ihn ganz dringend abonnieren. Und damit sage ich Grüße aus den USA. Servus.
I think it's really just the sum of everything we've learned over the last few years, just sort of all rolled into one bike.